Union Station here at Denver, Colorado. Let's go right to the scene of tonight's big night at Vesco Field for a Mile High Stadium, and David Schuster's already there. David, set it up.
Well, Chris, it's 80 degrees. There are probably about 15,000 people who are in the stands already, even though Barack Obama's 5 hours away. As you can hear, the opening act, the bluegrass band, has already started. A lot of anticipation tonight about what exactly Barack Obama is going to say. And looking back to the history of speeches since 48 years ago when John F. Kennedy became the last nominee to deliver their acceptance speech outside, there are some guideposts as to what you can expect.
Through the years, it's been the building block for almost every Democratic nomination acceptance speech, a bold plan for the future.
And we stand today on the edge of a new frontier.
The Great Society.
A new covenant.
Rule number 1, when you are the challenger, change is good.
Their pledge is to the status quo, and today there is no status quo.
Rule number 2, play up your humble beginnings.
My father grew up in a small community named Possum Hollow in Middle Tennessee.
Rule number 3, voters tend to value a speech that addresses your own weaknesses.
I don't have all the answers.
Sometimes people say I'm too serious, that I talk too much substance and policy.
And don't be afraid to name your opponent.
George Bush, if you won't use your power to help America, step aside. I will.
And never, ever forget that you are fighting for the most important and powerful job on earth.
Give me your help and your hand and your voice.
Barack Obama's speech, we are told, will go about 50 minutes tonight, and you would think that in a football stadium with more than 80,000 people, you might see some of the soaring rhetoric that Barack Obama's been known for, but we've been urged that this speech will be very different. It'll be much more of an American narrative. It will not have the rhetorical flourishes that a lot of people saw after the speech, after the caucuses in Iowa, on primary night in New Hampshire. We're told that Obama will talk about health care, the economy, national security, and that he will draw some contrast with John McCain. But just to set the scene for you, Chris, again, 5 hours before Barack Obama is going to speak, there are already more than 10,000 people in the upper deck at the very top of the stadium. They've been here for hours. Some of the people we've been speaking with, they say they just want to take it in and enjoy this historic moment for all it's worth. Earlier this afternoon, Al Gore came to check out the stage, and even though there were a few hundred people when Al Gore came in very early this morning, they broke out into wild cheers. There was a roar even with these few people as Al Gore was walking around. So quite a night, and as you can hear, the music has begun. And one thing to look for, Chris, in addition to the soaring speeches, if there are soaring speeches, watch for Jennifer Hudson singing the national anthem. When she did her practice session today, it blew the doors off of this place, Chris. It's going to be incredible.
Will it still be daylight when he speaks?
No, it will just have started to get dark. There may be some shadows and some shade, but it'll be mostly dark, and that's what they're preparing for. And that's actually pretty important, Chris. It'll be about 8:15 local time at night. If he were to do it much earlier, he might not be able to see some of the prompters that are set up for his script at the back of the stadium, in addition to the reflecting glasses right in front of him.
Has he rehearsed out there in the stadium yet, Barack himself?
No, last night he did a sort of walkthrough, and we're told that he has been practicing the speech under conditions in a conference room where there have been some distractions and some opportunity for him to try to go through the speech, anticipating that there might be cheers, applause, roars to try to get him used to it. But no, he has not actually practiced the speech in the stadium, just the walkthrough last night. But he's getting a lot of, I'm sure he's getting a lot of advice. I mean, Michelle Obama just a short time ago, Chris, sort of took a walk around the perimeter to huge, thunderous roar in this section of the stadium. A lot of people in the other section couldn't see who it was. But I'm sure Obama's getting an earful on just what sort of atmosphere he's going to walk into tonight.
Okay, David Schuster, I have to give you a little bit of historic point here. Back in 1960, John F. Kennedy gave that great speech at the Coliseum, but because there was so much wind and his voice was blown around, Richard Nixon, watching on television, said, "I can beat this guy in debate." And that's when he decided to debate Kennedy. He thought he could beat him. He made a big mistake. Anyway, thank you very much, David Schuster.